All right, guys. So this is our Tuesday training for the very last day of May. It's kind of hard to believe that May is already over. First, I want to start off with telling you guys, you guys probably seen my post on Facebook earlier today about how our team is just killing sales this month. And I am not even like exaggerating when I tell you guys that. So remember last month I told you guys it was our highest month ever, remember? We did like
it was like 15 grand.
15,000, 5 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have one more show to submit tonight, which as soon as we get off of here, I don't know if anybody else is submitting any more shows or not. But
I'm not. I'm holding mine for June.
Yeah.
I'm greedy.
I think we have everybody pretty much has their shows turned in by now. So we are going to be at $19,000 in team sales.
No way.
Yes. Yes way.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to talk about kicking butt. I am so excited.
Wow.
So excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, to just think where we have gone in, the last 6 months is just, it blows my mind. So, forgive my excitement, but it does make me extremely excited just to know. I talked with Angela earlier today, and she had no idea how much in sales she had already submitted for the month. She's like, I really did? I've submitted that much? And I'm like, yes, you have.
That's like me most of the time. I have no clue.
I know. She's so funny though, but she's so busy, and like Esther's birthday was yesterday and stuff, so she's just been busy. But I just think it's so refreshing to see how excited you guys are about your businesses. I'm really loving the results of our challenges that I've been doing. Constantly having that 5 or 6 people that are just taking it on and just going for it. We actually, in the last 2 trainings, so the one we did last week and the one we did 2 weeks before that, because the week before that was my father with the stroke, we have booked, just from those 2 challenges, 22 shows for our team.
Wow.
Okay? So
pretty awesome.
If that tells you anything, it's that whenever you guys see a challenge, you go for it. And I love it. And it excites.
Only a reasonable challenge.
Right. And it's reasonable to try to book 2 shows and, complete some little kind of training. So, I'm fired up. Like, I am so excited. I can't wait for June. I just can't wait for June. So with that
I already know that I'm going to earn at least the $1,500 in products.
Woohoo! We want
I already know.
Free products rock.
Free.
That's
right.
Right.
I got my infusion bottle on the salad thing today.
Did you? Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Love them. They're going to sell like hotcakes. They really are. Okay, so we're going to kick off our drawing. So we had Heather that submitted homework. We had Angela that submitted homework. We had Miss Jody that submitted homework. We had Becky C that submitted homework. And we had Joanne that submitted homework. Woohoo! So
we should all win.
I know! Wouldn't it be great? My husband would love that. My garage would be cleaned out. All right.
Hi, Kim.
Pick them up. Oh, he was reading. Poor kid. All right, pick a name. Don't look.
The one that starts with B.
Who is it? Oh, you can't read my handwriting. That's horrible.
Come on.
Jody. Jody is our winner.
Yay, Jody.
So, Jody is going to be getting a small rectangular baker.
Woohoo!
love a rectangular baker. Where did we lose? Oh, Brittany dropped off. Okay. All right. So let's kick this training off. What do you guys say? All right. So I've really, like I said, I've really enjoyed the last couple weeks, just seeing you guys kind of take on these challenges and just kicking butt with it. And again, I don't really think it was anything hard. I think everything was attainable that you guys were doing. I think that I set realistic kind of homework assignments for you guys that, not only reward me by seeing you guys grow by taking on the challenges, but it also rewards your own personal businesses by booking those shows, by getting that training, and also by having a chance to win free products. And like I said, it also rewards me that it's cleaning out my garage, which rewards my husband. So,
love you, Kim.
I know. So before we dive into the new material tonight, I'd love for you guys to share what your one true takeaway from the recruiting courses that you guys did was. So what was that kind of aha moment, or that one tip that you heard on those recruiting on the PC University that really just kind of sparked something for you? All right, Becky wants to start. She's ready to go. I love it.
I've got a couple pages and notes here. When you use normal conversations to bring up the business, such as somebody runs into you and says, hey, what's new? And this is one of the things I submitted to you. And you can say, oh, well, what's new is testing recipes for my family, or the new products like the salad in the jar kit thing.
Absolutely.
Or look at my new summer wardrobe thanks to PC.
Yep. Absolutely.
There's almost anything you can say when somebody just drops down and says, what's new?
Right, exactly.
Those are the things, a couple things. Well, one, the recipes was on the training, but I think the other two I came up with when I was just thinking about it. So
it gets those brain juices flowing.
Yeah. The very few of them that they're all.
I'll listen to you. Oh my gosh. So I do think that, it's good to have those conversations with people. I think we tend to, especially on Facebook, that's why I really, personal interaction, one-on-one talking to people, either face-to-face or on a phone is a lot different than the conversations that we can have on Facebook, because we tend to, on Facebook, talk solely about our businesses and fail to really kind of dive into what is new with people. And it's more one-sided, Facebook is. You know what I mean? You message somebody with the intent, or you post something with the intent, but we don't really find out, what's going on with that other person. The conversation normally starts off one-sided. So I think having those conversations and letting somebody else kind of approach the subject with you about what's new in your life is always a great opportunity. Absolutely. Joanne, what was your number one takeaway, you think, for recruiting?
Well, one thing I liked was, when people give you excuses about why they're not able to join Pampered Chef, I like those little responses that they had. I thought they were good.
Yeah, they definitely give some good ideas to kind of break through those objections that people typically have. And most of the time, if you hear the objections and you really listen to them and you start asking questions instead of just answering them, like those first thoughts that pop into your mind, most of the time if somebody says, well, I really can't afford it, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, maybe give me a call when you can afford it. Instead of answering it that way, answer it, so, well, what do you think about hosting a show and maybe, using our kit credit to help, bring down the price of your kit a little bit? Or did you know that, you could go ahead and schedule a grand opening show. We'll order your kit before, and basically, that first show will pay you back, commission-wise for your kit. So really, you're not going to be out of any money.
Right.
So it's really taking that and just kind of twisting it a little bit to let them know that, we're here to walk them through whatever those objections are,
Right.
Chris and Heather, did you guys have any takeaways from it? What was your big one? They're muted and they don't want to see my face. All right, well, we'll just skip past them.
He's been flashing on and off here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Heather was on her way home from work, so.
Right.
Okay, so the first week that we started, like a couple weeks ago when we started doing these homework challenges, we covered bookings and where they're at, how to find them, and that you have to stretch yourself a little bit at times, and you just have to go for it, okay? And while I'm speaking of that, at 8 o'clock tonight, if anybody has time, home office, I got invited to a special bookings training. If anybody wants to join in, I can send you the information. It's at 8 o'clock. It's from home office, but I think you have to have a Gmail account in order to register for it, because it's on like Web Jammer or what is it called? Jam Webinar. I can't remember. So if anybody, what's that?
What are they teaching?
Bookings. About getting bookings.
Oh.
All right. So, let's see, where was I? Okay. And then last week we talked about recruiting and watching for the red flags, how we can identify potential new recruits, and the 3 most important pieces of getting somebody to join. So tonight we're going to kind of wrap up, this little series I've been doing with challenging you to practice patience as you build a team, okay? Sometimes it really does take a while to grow a team. Sometimes it takes a while for your team to grow into what you want it to become. I use myself as an example with this, that I've been a director now for 3.5 years, and I'm just now starting to see all of those benefits of directorship. And I'm not even talking about financial. I'm talking about seeing the people on my team start to reach and achieve their goals. For me, that is a personal thing, and it just lights up my heart to see you guys grow and to see you guys, just what you're doing and what your businesses are starting to do and how you guys are starting to grow teams, and all of those things are really exciting for me. So it does take some time, not only, I think, as a consultant to get your show schedule where it needs to be, to hone your skills as a consultant, to really get your cooking show to look like what you envision your cooking show to look like. All of those things take time, just like building a team takes time. So I want our theme for tonight to be, if you want to go fast, then go alone. If you want to go far, then go together. Okay? This is an African proverb. It really sums up the whole idea of building a team. It can take patience, and sometimes we may be tempted to say, it's just easier to do this by myself and forget about all these people. And I understand sometimes the frustrations of wanting people to move and make decisions faster. We have to exercise patience and keep spreading the word about how great and easy it is to join our team. Because the truth is, you can go fast alone, but you won't go nearly as far without a team. Okay? So would you guys all agree with that? I mean, if you want to go fast, then go alone, because you can go at your own pace if you're by yourself. But if you want to go far, then you go together with people. It's always going to be, things that are done in groups are always going to take you farther. And it's for a lot of different reasons. Number one, yes, it's going to help you kind of grow your team and move up in levels. But I think it also challenges you as a person to really focus on helping other people. And I really think that once you start helping other people is when you really see the true benefit of the business and what it has to offer. And once you start really helping people with your heart on your sleeve, and you're willing to give up that time, to help those other people, then those same people are going to be the ones that trust you that are by your side no matter what. You know, you guys have, over the last couple of weeks, just, again, blown me away with, you know, the adversity that we kind of faced with, you know, being kind of pushed to the side a little. But I know through adversity comes strength, and I see that in our team. You know, I see that in each one of you guys, because no matter what, you're like constantly like, you know what, we can do this. Like, we don't need anybody else. And that's what a team does. A team is there to support each other. So when you start growing your own team, you'll really see that, you know, you have a support system, both personally, and you can also be a support to someone. So since we talked last week about the importance of connecting with people at our parties and looking for red flags, tonight we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked recruit leads that we have. Okay? Anybody want to guess who that is?
What was that question again, Becky?
We're going to talk about the most overlooked recruit lead that we have.
Okay.
And who is it? Any guesses who that person might be? It's our hosts. Okay? Our hosts tend to be our most overlooked recruit lead. I think a lot of times, you know, we get excited to have those bookings on the calendar. We get excited because we know we're going to have great sales. We get excited because we know it's potential to grow your circle and, you know, possibly get more bookings on your calendar. But sometimes we overlook the fact that that host really is that big red flag when it comes to recruiting. So what if we thought of every host as a future consultant in training? Okay? Well, think about it. Would you interact differently with them? What things do you think we can do to increase the likelihood of our hosts joining our teams? What do you guys think? If we looked at every host as a future consultant in training, how do you think you would interact differently?
I would probably talk more about the business aspect, but I don't want to do that at a show. So I could possibly do that more while I'm closing.
Okay. So making sure to bring up the opportunity to that host.
Well, I always bring up the opportunity. I'm all trained in that way. But maybe talk more of the business aspect than I do.
Okay.
When we're buyers at the show.
So do you normally, let me ask you, Joanne, when you're host coaching, like in the beginning before the show, do you normally talk to them about the business?
Yes. What I do is when I'm setting things up on the very first call, I'm making stuff for my stamping. Tomorrow's the brand new catalog that's released for the whole year.
Oh my gosh.
So a whole lot of girls will be coming here tomorrow night. Anyways, so I'm making stuff. I've been making stuff this whole time. So what I do is when I first start the process, like when they first date the show at somebody else's show, or if I somehow met them out in public and maybe I didn't have a packet with me at that point because I gave them all away and didn't have a chance to restock my pocketbook, which usually I'm very good to not do that. But the first opportunity that I speak with them about their show, what I do is I say, I want to talk to you about developing a list of the things that you most wish to have, because I want to help you to get all this for free. And then I talk about the hostess benefits, and I go through the whole list of things, like, you know, how to see on the back of the catalog. Let's look at how much all things on your wish list cost, and let's figure out what you need to do to get there. And then I also talk about another one of your host benefits is being able to join Pampered Chef. And we can do it one of two ways. And I tell them about either applying the kit credit or having their own show and using that commission money to balance out what the cost of the kit would be, and tell them about the kit options. So that's always like in my first encounter with the kit. The kit has to be present, though, because without the kit, if you don't have the back of the book to demonstrate what you're talking about, And then I tell them, now I want to see what's on your wish list because I want to make sure I have this all in order before I come and do your show so that I can help you get everything you want. And so even last evening I was driving home, and the effectiveness of this technique is shown by a host putting their wish list in. And I got an email saying that Heidi Turk has put her wish list, or Heidi Kellogg is her other name, has put her wish list in. And so it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how I do it. Like on the first encounter, every single time, get that out.
Okay.
Because you want them to think, okay, I have to do a little work to do this, and I don't want to wait to the last moment. And I even say that. I say, like, let's not wait to the last moment to do this, or I may not be able to help you get everything done. Right. So please fill out your list of people right away, and please get your wish list on the back of that. And then the next time I talk to them, okay, this is what's on your wish list. This is the cost of those items. And here's how we can help you get it. That's how I do it.
So if you talk to them and they're just like, no, PC is not really my thing. Let's say, at the show, of course, we plan a couple recruiting messages at the show. When you're closing the show, if they've told you no before, do you bring it back up again?
Still, you always bring it back up. Because when they see that it's really fun and they really, really, really have just fallen in love with more products that you have used to cook all that wonderful food for them, they might give it a second thought.
That's exactly right. And what are the ways that you can really do that?
I would like to have... What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
What'd you say?
Go ahead.
Oh, I just go over it again and say, when they say, oh, I love this thing that you used to cook. That was such a neat idea. And they'll be like, well, we had so much fun. My friends had so much fun. And I can't wait till I'm looking forward to so-and-so's parties, because they know who dated for me. And I make it a big deal. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
You're going to get a 50% off item at her house. Woohoo! Like, what are you going to get the next time? Because you're getting all this stuff, I make it all big and, make them like the center of attention. And they love that. People need attention and love.
Absolutely.
So that's what I do. And then
Absolutely.
It turns out, and when they have more things on their list than they originally thought they wanted, then they think, well, you know what? It might not be in my budget to buy all these things, but maybe if I sell a little bit, I can get them and my husband won't get upset.
I think what's important is that the whole process from the start of host coaching to the closing of host coaching is planting those seeds, because when you water the seeds, most of the time they're going to grow into something. Most of the time they do.
And if they don't come out that moment and do it, it's in the back of their mind, because usually they do stuff from themselves. Maybe in 6 months their financial status will be a little different. Something will change in their life, or like they'll quit their job that they hate so much. You never know.
You never know. You never know when somebody's going to need this opportunity. Right. And that's why it's always really important for us to not be selfish and always share the business opportunity with everyone. Whether it's at a show or a vendor show or out and about, don't be afraid to offer it to people you're just meeting. There's nothing wrong with being proud of what we do and what we can offer people. So good takeaways there, Joanne. All right, so let's see. My phone keeps moving. It's really weird. So my kind of tips for that would be, number one, develop a great working relationship and find out about your hosts, their life and what they do, as far as their work goes. How many do they typically cook for? Are they a good cook? Don't they like to cook? Do they not know how to cook? These are all really important questions. And is Pampered Chef new to them? The reason why you want to find out if they tell you, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to cook. A lot of people think because they don't know how to cook that they can't do our job. Well, I know a lot of people in this business that started Pampered Chef because they did not know how to cook, and they're now really good cooks. Over the years, they've taught themselves how to cook. And you don't have to be a professional chef to do this job. For some reason, because we're Pampered Chef, everybody thinks that you have to be a chef. You know, and that's why we joke around and say, you know, we're pampered chefs, not perfect chefs, because we're not. It's important to find out, you know, those other things though, because, you know, let's say they're, you know, a teacher or a bus driver. So those are the perfect people right now that you could call and touch base with about, because guess what? They don't have jobs in the summer. So a lot of them are looking for that summer cash. And when you know things about people and you know more about them than that they're just a customer of yours that calls you once in a while and places an order, or there's somebody that you met at a show, when you dig in a little bit deeper with people, then you start to figure out where those seeds can be planted and how to water those seeds. So number 2, ask them more than once and in more than one way if they'd consider joining, okay? Asking once is polite. Asking more than once is sincere. So I think that's where we miss the boat a lot of times. You know, we ask the person one time, they say no, and then you never ask them again. And at that point, when they kind of look at you and they're evaluating you, they know you're asking because it's our job to ask. But when you go back and you ask again that second time, they know that you're really considering that they would be good at this. There's a reason why you're asking them a second time, and it's because you're sincere about it. Do you just go through the motions, or are you really asking a host to join you? You know, going through the motions, we do that a lot in life, period, I think. You know, we set the alarm for the same old time every morning. We wake up at the same time. I slap the snooze button 3 times every morning. You know, I walk to the coffee pot with my eyes half closed because I'm exhausted. You know, I start the coffee pot. I get the kids breakfast. We just go through the same motions over and over again. And what do you find out when you do that? Okay? When you're walking through life and you're just going through the motions, are you really happy about it? And then I think that you start to miss a lot of opportunities. So when you do your host coaching over and over and over and over again, you become very versed in your host coaching, okay? But the one thing you should always remember is to be sincere, okay? And always really want to do the best job for that host, not just because it's the motions of our job, but because you really care about, you know, that you're going to fill their kitchen up, or you really care that Susie needs extra income and this business, you know, could bless her, okay? It's our job to share how this business can bless them. Remember, putting recruiting materials in the host packet is necessary and nice, but asking straight out, did you see the info I included in your packet? That's more important. You know, how many times do you guys call someone, especially when you're just starting to do that host coaching? Let's say you mailed them a packet, okay? So I normally, if I mail a packet, a couple days later I call and make sure the packet arrives. You know, and sometimes I find that my hosts are like, oh yeah, I got it. I haven't looked through it yet. You know, it's still sitting on my desk. I haven't even opened the envelope. A lot of times that's what happens. Or, you know, maybe you wait a little bit long, or maybe you met them at a show. You gave them their host packet there. You know exactly what information's in there. So you start to, you know, maybe it's a couple weeks later, same situation. You call them and you're doing your first host coaching with them, and they're like, I still haven't opened my host packet. So that's a perfect opportunity to say, you know what? How about getting your host packet out and we'll go through it together. I just want to make sure I point out a couple really key things in your host packet. You know, and normally when you have that conversation, a lot of times people, they just focus on the outside orders, you know, that the catalogs are in there, make sure the order forms are filled out, and the menu, and the ways that we invite. And what we tend to forget is that recruiting material in there, to remind them to take a look at it. You know, maybe they've already taken a glance at it, but when you bring the conversation up to them, then they really know that you do care, because you're asking them, hey, did you see that Join Us brochure in your host packet? You know, I can't get it out of my mind, you know, how great I think you would be at this job. And then they're going to tell you whether they've looked at it or not looked at it, you know, and you can kind of start to get a reading from them at that point. So what do you think is truly asking? When you ask a host, what do you think is truly asking? When you guys think about that. What do you think a sincere way to ask a host is?
Ask them what? To join your team?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think in a sincere conversation, you'll be talking about how it would benefit them.
Right.
Look them in the eye.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's why I think it's important to always, you know, whether you're meeting them at the show or whether you're having a casual conversation on the phone, find out about them. You know, finding out about them and their life kind of lets you visualize where they could fit in or why they would fit in. And it makes I think it makes the conversation a little bit easier to have with them when you start talking about recruiting, because again, it's not just going through the motions of our business. You know, I think that most hosts expect for us at some point to have that conversation with them about joining our teams.
Yeah.
But it's really finding out the personal way that Pampered Chef could help them that truly connects them to us, as far as really planting that seed and them really saying, you know what, maybe I could do this. Or, you know, after you get off the phone with them, they get to thinking about it and they're like, oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me talk to my husband about this. Hey, Tim. So, you know, I was talking to Becky earlier, my Pampered Chef consultant, and, you know, I know we've been looking for a way for me to make some extra money to pay off, you know, that credit card. What do you think about this? You know, I would venture to say that there's a lot of conversations happen when you do a really good job host coaching and offering the business that you don't even know about with those spouses. Because a lot of times, you know, ladies, we're always going to get the opinions of our significant others most times before we make any major decisions about things. So I think there's a lot of conversations that are had that we just don't know about. So do you think that they're just going to look through the folder if you haven't asked those conversations, or when they're looking through it, are they just going to kind of flip past the recruiting brochure? Most likely, if you've not brought it up to them. So, quick note about recruiting materials in a host packet. Some consultants like to mail the flyer, which this is something I'm getting ready to start doing. I think, you know, I've been doing a lot more handwriting of, like, you know, I mail out my thank you cards. I make sure my thank you cards always have a personal note in them. Again, something that brings it back to the fun of the show, or, you know, something funny I learned about my host, or something that they learned about me, or a stupid mistake like I burnt my oven mitt at their show, or, you know, just to bring back the fun of the party. But I really liked this advice someone gave me. Some consultants like to mail the flyer or a brochure separately from the host packet with a handwritten note inviting the host to consider joining their team. I would have never thought about that. You know why I would have never thought about that? Because when I'm making my host packets, I'm going through the motions. You know, I typically do 10 or 15 or 20 host packets at a time. So I'm just kind of whipping them together. And then, you know, I'm trying to get to the post office either that day or the next day. So I'm going through the motions, but how much more impactful would it be for them to just receive just that, you know, brochure with the brand new special, or the Join Us brochure with just a quick little note to the host saying, you know what, I can't help but think that this might be a good idea for you, or, you know, however you would want to word that note. But I think that that's a great little piece that could definitely make an impact for someone. Another thing that you could share would be the Kit credit coupon. Separately, you know, mailing it with a nice little Post-it note. Everybody knows where to find the Kit credit coupon, right, on the website. If you don't know, Becky, you're giving me that face. If you don't know where to find it, just go up to the search bar and put in Kit Credit, and it will pull up the Kit Credit coupon for you. It prints 3 to a sheet, and I always make sure they're in my host packet so I can have that conversation. All right, so number 3, ensure they have great sales so you can blow them away when you say, did you know if you were the consultant for this party, you would have earned blah, blah, blah. So you know that $1,000 show? Or, hey, Becky, that $3,000, whopping show you had?
Yeah.
If you tell that person, hey, Joanne, do you realize that I just earned, $800 in commission just by taking your order? Sometimes people, again, I swear, and I've heard it over and over again, they think we get paid in food choppers. They don't really believe that we make money for some reason. For some reason, people are just blown away by the fact that I sell kitchen products and I make a full-time income by working part-time hours. People are blown away by that. So don't be afraid to share, when you're closing that show, or even that $1,000 show. Hey, Joanne, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm not sure if you really thought about it, but, your sales are right at around, $1,000. Do you believe I just sat here in 2 hours and made over $200? I mean, like I tell the people at my shows, it is the fastest way to legally make money with your clothes on. I'm serious.
She said that too, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. They crack up. Look, if you've never been to my show, it's comedy hour. It's total comedy hour. I am absolute goofball at my shows, but that's what I'm known for. Like I am very down to earth in my shows. I am about as not stuffy as they come. Let me tell you. So when you tell them that, though, it kind of, again, it's like, wait a minute, you made what? Then it's kind of real. They're like, wait a minute, maybe I could do this. They get those thoughts flowing, those juices are flowing in their head, and then guess what they do now? They're like, oh my gosh, Doug, do you believe my Pampered Chef consultant was here for 2 hours and she just made $200? What do you think about that? Because again, they always got to go check back in with that significant other. All right. So number 4, ensure the hosts see how her friends would support her business by getting guests excited to book their own parties. You would be handing her a plate full of bookings to get her business started, which is really hard to pass up, okay? You can even ask your host if she is considering it all, before the party. What do you think if I let the guests know you are thinking about joining our team, and would they be interested in hosting a party for you if you did? My hosts almost always agree to this, and often half of the room raises their hand. Then at checkout, I have my host calendar and start booking those parties. So let's talk more about that. So we host coach in the beginning. We ask the people, our hosts, if they want to join the business. Well, I always recommend to you guys, again, we talked about this a little bit last week about making sure you arrive like 30 minutes ahead of time of the show to get your, prepping done. But leave yourself enough time that you have time to interact with the host and with the guests as they start arriving. And this is really another really important tip, is that when you're talking to your host before the guests start arriving, say, hey, just out of curiosity, I know we talked about it before, the one time I talked to you about the business opportunity. Is it something you've thought any more about? Let them finish. And then the reason why I ask is because, I always try to kind of see, who would help out my host during the show by asking, show of hands, if Susie, decided to join my team, who would book a party for her and help her kick her business off? Because what happens is a lot of people don't think that their friends would be willing to support them if they started or tried something like this. So their immediate objection to you is, well, I don't really think my friends would book a party, or I don't know enough people. So when you've got a crowd of 10 people and, you ask that question, so who here, if Susie decided to join my team tonight, would book a party and help her kick her business off? And when Susie sees that 3 or 4 of those hands go up, and not only is Susie seeing that, but you're seeing that, okay, guess what happens? That light bulb goes off in her head and she's like, oh my gosh, I have people that would book parties for me. So then after the show, and after you've sat down and, done your checkout with the guests, and you talk to the host before you leave, then it's, hey, Susie, not really sure if you've seen how many hands went up when I asked that question, okay? But let me tell you why it's really important that 3 or 4 people raise their hands. Because number one, if you have 3 or 4 parties booked in your first 30 days, you're going to earn whatever, and you're going to tell them whatever that the promotion is that month, for free. You're also going to get 100 Pampered Chef dollars because the average consultant qualifies in 3 shows. That's the average consultant. It takes 3 shows. Then they're like, okay, so they already know they're getting free stuff from the party. And then now you're telling them if they join their business, number one, the commission is going to pay back their, the investment immediately. They're going to get whatever that June special is going to be. They're also going to get 100 Pampered Chef dollars. So then it's like, wow, it really starts to benefit them. Okay. It benefits them a little bit more when they see that those people are willing to book parties for them. Okay, so I want you guys to take a look at your calendar. If you don't have your calendar handy, think about your next 3 hosts, next 2 hosts, next 3 hosts, whatever you have coming up, okay? And I want you to ask yourself how much you know about them. I want you to think about what you have enjoyed about working with them. And I want you to think about what would make them a great consultant and what Pampered Chef could do for them. So when is your next show, Becky?
The 11th, I think. It's going to be a thing at work. I'm going to do a chocolate lava cake at work.
I'm coming to work that day. So do you have a host, or are you kind of doing like a mystery host thing?
No, I have a host.
Okay. So let's think about that person. What is that noise?
Oh, that's my dryer. Oh, it stopped on its own.
Becky, don't ask questions when you hear buzzing.
I know, right? Something's going to explode. Okay, so think about that host for a minute, Beck. Okay, think about how much do you know about this person? Do you know a lot about them? Are you pretty good friends with them?
No, not really.
Not really? Okay.
No. She has bought from me before.
Okay.
She's actually the one I did talk to about becoming a consultant and told me maybe after she retires.
Oh, okay.
Remember that I told you about her?
Yep, I remember us talking about her. Okay. Yeah.
And she's probably going to be retiring this summer.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Now's the perfect time then to strike back up that conversation with her.
Right.
As a part of the host coaching and say, I know we talked about it before and you were waiting until retirement. Well, guess what's right around the corner, And now how it could benefit her by starting now is because she could get all of her training out of the way and really be versed in Pampered Chef before she kind of retires and would be ready for more for her business. You know what I mean? She could actually have time to kind of acclimate and to kind of get her feet under her with her business before she retires. So it's definitely a perfect time to ask her again about that then. Ready to go. So I want everybody, not just Joanne and Becky and Heather and Chris that are here with me, but everybody that's listening to this training. What I want you guys to do is think about it. Think about those hosts that you have, your next 3 or 4 hosts, your next 2 or 3 hosts, whatever it may be, whatever that number looks like. And I want you guys to really think about, again, I'll repeat it, what you know about them, what would make them a great consultant, and what could Pampered Chef do for them. And I want you guys to commit to asking each of these hosts no less than 3 times, okay, about our business. So that's in your first host coaching with them. That's right before their show starts, with asking them if it's okay if they would, see how many, of their friends would be willing to book a party if they decided to do it. And then again, before you close their show. I want you guys to commit to doing that for me. And will you see them as your next best potential team member? Our best team members a lot of times are our hosts because they already know what's involved with being a great host to a show. All right, so let's talk for a minute about features and benefits, okay? I know we've talked about features and benefits when it comes to products, but there's features and there's benefits of being a Pampered Chef consultant too. So let's talk about the Raw Crock for a minute. Features of the Raw Crock are found in the catalog, are on the use and care card. Things like it's heat safe up to 752 degrees. It does not need to be pre-seasoned. It's got even heat distribution, blah, blah, blah. And the features would be what? That it's versatile, that it's, flexible to go from surface to surface, that it's, for me, a benefit is the dishwasher, that you can take it from one surface to another surface and how that, benefits cooking. So have you ever really thought about what the features and benefits of being a consultant are? Because there's features, but then there's benefits. So I'm guessing that sometimes we also stick to the features of our business when we're talking about our business with people, instead of passionately sharing the benefits of what being a consultant is. So let me share a feature of what being a consultant is, okay? The feature of being a consultant, and then we'll follow up with the benefit by using connecting words. So that means, okay? For instance, we have 2 consulting kits. The mini kit is $99 and the full kit is $159. That's the features. But listen what happens when I use the share the benefits as well. Remember, the features tell, but the benefits sell, okay? So when you're thinking about products, remember that. The features tell, but the benefits sell. I'm selling the idea of them joining my team. So let's start that over. We have 2 new consulting kits. Our mini kit is $99 and our full kit is $159. These kits are packed full of our most popular products, and their low price makes it affordable for anyone to start a business and make their investment back and more, or back and more within 2 to 3 parties. You can feel confident that it will be the best money you've spent in a long time. You'll have these products in your kitchen for a very long time. So instead of just telling them $99 and $159, you give them the benefits and let them see that the benefit is they join your team, they can earn back that investment, because everybody wants a return on their investment. When you invest in the stock market, nobody wants to sink their money into the stock market unless they know they're going to always have, if I invest $1,000 into the stock market, I always want to make sure that I'm not losing at least my $1,000, that I have my initial investment. But what I'm really after is that initial benefit of me making money off of it. So let's think of other features of joining our Pampered Chef team and what benefits we need to share about those. You choose when you work. So what's the benefit?
Money.
If you choose when you work, then that means that you would
have free time.
Yep, you have free time. That your schedule's flexible. That you can work when you want to work, not when your boss tells you to work. Okay, so let's do it again. You earn free and discounted products as a consultant. So what's the benefit? So you choose, or you earn free and discounted products as a consultant.
Then you don't need to buy them out of your personal money.
So that means, exactly, you don't have to buy them out of your pocket. You can use those if you have doubles of something to book more shows. Let's do another one. You earn free vacations. What's the benefit?
Vacation.
You earn free vacations. So that means Becky's a happy mama. You can save money at tax time. What would your benefit be?
More return.
Exactly. You can save money at tax time. So that means, more of a return back. You make new friends. What's the benefit? That means you make new friends, so that means you have a place to run away when your husband's being a jerk. You earn, oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I'm talking about my husband, of course.
Yeah, okay.
You earn extra money, so that means I can have a little slush fund hidden away that my husband knows nothing about. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, really, if you looked at every feature that Pampered Chef offers, that there is some kind of benefit to go along with it.
Yeah.
So what's important is that when you're talking to somebody about the business, you give them the feature and you connect the feature and the benefit with, so that means, because you have to explain to them how that feature of our business is going to benefit their life or their pocketbook or their mental sanity. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Our time is up, ladies. So it's time for a homework challenge. Who's ready?
Again.
Homework challenge. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit different. So this is what your homework assignment is. And it may be a little bit different for some people. Okay, so some of you may not have a show before the next time we talk, okay? So if you don't have a show before next Tuesday, okay, then I'm going to give you a little bit different of an assignment. Now, if you have a show between now and next Tuesday, then your homework assignment is going to consist of schedule a one-on-one call with me the night after your cooking show. Okay, so if you don't have a cooking show, but let's say you have a virtual show, because we do have some consultants that primarily focus on virtual shows. If you have a virtual show, then I want you to invite me to your virtual show so that I can observe you and help coach you that way. Now, if you do not have a show between now and next Tuesday, then you're going to try to book 2 more shows. 2 more shows is the goal. And then send me, look, Becky's shaking her head. Listen, Did you book 2 shows this week?
Yeah.
Then it's possible to book 2 more shows this week. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's possible.
It is not impossible. Okay?
No, it's not.
If you've seen my post earlier, let's eliminate impossible and replace it with I'm possible. Okay? I like that better. Darn phone flipped down. Okay. So again, I'll repeat it one more time so if anybody's confused. If you have a cooking show between now and next Tuesday, schedule a one-on-one call with me the day after your cooking show so that we can kind of do a rundown of your show. Okay? If you have a virtual show between tonight and next Tuesday, invite me to your virtual event so I can observe. If you do not have a cooking show or a virtual show, then book 2 more shows. Send me your host names and dates of shows. The second piece of the homework assignment is to listen. I'm going to be posting a link for, look at her face! I love it. I'm going to be posting okay, so when I post later the homework that, you know how I normally post the Evernote link that's got all of my notes with it? There's a link there, but I'll also make sure I post the actual link for the video that's on Consultants Corner, and it's a 1-hour recruiting audio file, okay? So it's perfect, like, you know, you can do something while you're listening. I like to do that. I like to be able to work on something while I'm listening to an audio file, but it happens to be from 2 of the top recruiters in the company, and they are just amazing. And this 1-hour training is just amazing. It will knock your socks off. So again, listen to the recruiting or to the training file that I'll post, and then send me your top takeaways from that. So that's the homework challenge. Okay, everybody got it? Okay. So I think that's a little bit more of an intense assignment. So that means I need to up the ante a little bit more for the drawing next week. What do you guys think?
Another thing you might want to require is that people are actually on the call when we have our training.
Yeah.
In order to win.
That one's kind of hard just because there's like a lot of people have evening jobs, and like I know Jody's with patients right now.
Oh, that's true.
You know, so that's why I'm kind of like, I can see who has actually watched the training course or tonight's training.
Yeah.
Which makes it nice because I can actually see who's listened to the training and who hasn't. Oh, what in the world did that pop up for? So, you know, as long as I'm going on integrity. So we'll see. Any questions that you guys have about anything we talked about tonight, or any questions that are just on your mind, period? Everybody's good to go? Ready to start a new month and kick some butt? I'm excited. I mean, come on. If we're like at 19,000 this month, what are we going to do next month? I never even thought we would be at 19,000 this month. So anything's possible. Anything is possible.
I just saw somebody liked a post I made on my page about booking shows, and it's not a Pampered Chef person. So now I have to go and stalk her.
You're a stalker, and Joanne goes trolling. I love it. You guys crack me up. You really do.
Well, she might be my next show.
You never know. You just never know. All I can say is that this team is going places. June is going to be our month. I'm ready to promote someone. I'm ready to walk that walk with someone. And I ran out of time with phone calls today, so I still have some people that will be on my list to make phone calls to tomorrow. So who knows, it may be you. I might be bugging saying, hey, it's time. It's time to make June your month. Joanne, Becky Chilcote, Heather.
No, I think I'm already going to make it my month.
Woo!
Can't do much better than April.
I love it.
I'm gonna try.
I love it. Hey, and if you don't want me to call you, then you call me and say, hey, Becky, I'm ready. Let's do this. Because I told you guys, I'm ready to do this because I want our team to skip over where we're at right now. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. We're going to make it happen. So, but working as a team, we shall. Working as a team, we are. So, all right, guys. Well, if you don't have anything else, I will see your faces soon. Remember, next Tuesday, we will not have Zoom training unless you're not somebody that's going to be here to actually do the freezer meals with us. Next Tuesday.
Monday.
I
thought that was Monday.
The 7th. That's Tuesday. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. Let me check my date book.
I know, me too. Becky, don't confuse me.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Next week is the 7th.
Yeah.
And what time am I supposed to be at your house?
You can be here earlier if you want. I just figured we would kind of start at 6 o'clock. So if you want to get here at like 5:30 or earlier, it doesn't matter to me. I'll be here.
I'm probably going to come straight from work.
That's fine. That's fine.
I may end up a little bit early only because with the construction and all the other traffic woes, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So it might come a little bit early.
Yeah. And I'll probably, since we're doing it kind of right at dinner time, I'll probably have food ready for you guys to eat. So don't worry about eating something in between. I'll have food for you guys.
Okay, thank you. That will be very helpful since I'm going to come about 2 hours.
Yeah. Don't worry about food and drinks. I'll have all that.
Okay.
Okay.
There's my Lily.
Yeah, you want to tell them hi?
Hi, Lily.
That's right.
What?
She said the Wolfpack rocks.
Oh.
That's my gal. Oh, there's the husband.
You need to tell her to keep it down.
Hi, husband.
I do have a big mouth. I get excited. What can I say? So, all right, guys. Well, if you need me, let me know. If you want to schedule any one-on-one calls or Zoom, let me know. Other than that, pick that on homework and let's just go for June. June's our month. Have a good night.
Night.
Bye.